All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. On February 10th, 2021, Netflix put out a new television show, a four-part series called Crime Scene: The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. And if you were alive in 2013, you probably remember the story of the disappearance of Elisa Lam. That was the year I started this work, and literally every time I uploaded a new video, at least one person would leave a comment. Can you look into the death of Elisa Lam? And I already had. It was just the story that everyone cared about in 2013. It seemed like it was the biggest story of the year, even though she wasn't a celebrity. But Netflix just put out a new show on this. It's a four-part series about her death. And of course, four is the number associated with death from the Far East in Mandarin Chinese. And consider she's of Chinese descent. In Mandarin Chinese and in Japanese, you pronounce the word for the number four the same way you pronounce the word death. And what this series is about, it's interesting what they're trying to do. It's more psychological warfare against people who research conspiracies. Because through the first three episodes, they entertain all the conspiracy narratives that were looked into by people online, except for Gematria. They just ignore that one. But then in the fourth episode, then they debunk them all, and you hear the phrase conspiracy theorist a lot. Conspiracy theorist, conspiracy theorist. So what I want to do is go back through the main points that they bring up in the show and show you how these aren't things that should be debunked or overlooked at all or chalked up as coincidence. Again, you got to be a coincidence theorist. But look at this. And just to go back to what I was saying in 2013, I was saying this story didn't make any sense. The story made no sense. Supposedly, she disappeared and she was found 19 days later in the hotel's water tank because some people reported that the water tasted bad. And I mean, it's like, come on, if a body is decomposing in a water tank for 19 days, I think people would have noticed something was wrong with the water before the 19th day. But I'm going to get to the whole 19 thing. But again, the story is that this 21-year-old woman, and realize they bring out the documentary in 2021 about the death of the 21-year-old. But the story was that she disappeared on January 31st, and then she was found 19 days later, dead in the water tank for the hotel. And the day she was found, February 19th, that was the 50th day of the year. And back when I first started, this was the only thing that I could identify really in this story. Well, there was a couple other things, but back then I only knew two ciphers, the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. But back then I knew that drowning equaled 50, and they found her body in the water tank on the 50th day of the year, and the LAPD wrote that she had drowned. That was the cause of death. And they said it was an accidental drowning. But notice, the body found on the 50th day of the year. Now, she was in town from Vancouver, British Columbia. In 2013, I didn't know reverse gematria, but in reverse, Vancouver's 50, where she's from. And also, the cause of death was determined 2 days later on February 21st, which was the 52nd day of the year. In reverse, Cecil Hotel, where she died, is also 52. We'll talk more about that number. That's a special number. Remember, words like government, authority, Kabbalah, they all equal 52. And if you're new here, this practice of coding numbers into words, Gematria. Again, there's a song out there, Gematria, the killing name. There's another song out there called Murder by Numbers, which is about Gematria. And as we'll get to, her Chinese name equals 83, just like the word murder's 83, and the song Murder by Numbers came out in 83. And that song was by The Police. The LAPD come up with the accidental drowning cause of death. But 52 is a special number. Again, words like government, authority, Kabbalah, they're all 52. And with regards to her being found 19 days after she disappeared, back in 2013, I saw this as well. Her first name, Elisa, equals 19. And when you run it in reverse, her surname Lam is 19. So how perfect that Elisa Lam is found 19 days after her disappearance, right? What are the odds of that? Supposedly that was the day that people finally complained about the water tasting foul. And her birthday is April 30th, reportedly. From her disappearance January 31st to what would have been her birthday that year. She would have turned 22, born April 30th, 91. 89 days. And Los Angeles, California's 89. Elisa's 89. I just talked about earlier today on the video I did on Gematria Effect Sports about the death of the 24-year-old Jeopardy contestant, the 5-time champion who died on the 5th of February, right before the Super Bowl. He died 89 days after Alex Trebek. 89 is the 24th prime. They're both LA-related deaths. So I was just talking about 89 in Los Angeles in that death this morning. Now here's this documentary about a death in Los Angeles. 89 days. Well, her disappearance, 89 days from her birthday. And notice her name, Elisa, is also 89. Again, if you're new here, Gematria is the alphabetic order. A is 1 up to Z is 26. The reverse alphabetic order, Z is 1 back to A is 26. And then just using those two orders with the rules of numerology, the 4 base ciphers. In light of 89 being the 24th prime, like how earlier today I was talking about the dead 24-year-old from Jeopardy, 89 days after Alex Trebek's death, the word hotel equals 24. And this is a hotel-related story, right? She's dead in the Cecil Hotel. A hotel known for murder and suicide, as they talk about many times. They even talk about satanic sacrifices have happened in the hotel in its history. But again, dead at 21. They wait until 2021 to tell the story, to debunk the conspiracy theorists. Now notice her birth numerology, April 30th, 1991. That was a date with numerology of 144 and 54. And her name, Elisa Lam, has gematria of 144 and 54. And again, the Jesuits, who truly are the satanic New World Order cabal of the world, who operate heavily in the United States and many other countries, and who are known for killing, and who are known for controlling police departments and governments and right on down the line. Notice, Jesuit order has the 54, 144, and 72 like Elisa Lam. And if you watch the Netflix series, I haven't watched all of it, but Sweet Lady was watching it. She got real into it. We'll talk more about the Jesuit numbers that are encoded. But if you watch the first episode, they keep showing hotel room number 506 and 504. They keep showing those two, 506, 504. And of course, Society of Jesus, the official name of the Jesuits, is 56. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But again, her name is just so perfect for the Jesuit order, and so is her birth numerology. And you just got to say, what are the odds? And again, I maintain that most of the stuff made up in the, made up is the right term. Most of the stuff in the media is made up in distraction and meant to grab people's attention. I find this entire story very suspicious. We're going to talk about a few more things here. Well, quite a few more things. As for the date they just released this 4-part series, it came out February 10th, which is the 41st day of the year, and it's very much centered on LA. LA's got the gematria 41. Remember, Kobe Bryant equals 41, died at age 41 in LA. 41 weeks after LeBron's birthday, they won the NBA Finals on Father-Daughter Day, in the year that Kobe and his daughter died. 41's the 13th prime. LA's also 13. Kobe's daughter dead at 13. Add their ages together, 54. Kobe Bean Bryant, 54, dead one weekend before Super Bowl 54. Anyway, the date numerology that this was released, it was a date with 53 numerology as well, Los Angeles 53. Again, this is a Los Angeles, LA related story. And again, they waited till 2021. Jesuit, like the Society of Jesus, the Jesuit order, Jesuits 21. Hotel is 21 and 24, like we just talked about a moment ago. She disappeared 89 days from her birthday, the 24th prime. The name of the show that they titled this, Crime Scene, The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel, 178, just like how Cecil Hotel is also 178. Again, that's why you got to know your base ciphers. And notice how Cecil Hotel and Kabbalah are the exact same, 178.52. If you haven't seen that movie Golem, which is also on Netflix, about a woman who uses Kabbalah to create this golem to murder her enemies. Again, they code this number 52 all over the show in a million different ways. But all of this stuff, that's what it is. The Cabal, Kabbalah, playing God, doing things by the code of letters and numbers and dates. So anyway, things that they bring up along the way. they bring up how at the exact same time of the news of her disappearance, there was a tuberculosis outbreak in the homeless population that's right next to the hotel, right? And they say what's strange about that, and what people caught on to that were putting out videos on YouTube, is the test for tuberculosis is called the Lam Elisa test, which is spelled the exact same as Elisa Lam, just the words flipped around, right? So they bring that up as interesting, but then by the time you get to the 4th episode, it's all just a coincidence. It's just people looking into stuff too much, thinking coincidence is conspiracy. But it's like, okay, really? So they're presenting these 2 stories at the same time, a tuberculosis outbreak and the disappearance of Elisa Lam, right? Okay, so anyway, according to the documentary, that's just a coincidence. And then they talk about how one of the last places she was ever seen was the last bookstore. And what's interesting about the last bookstore is its gematria. It has this 61 in it and 205. Notice how the word drown is. Drown is 61 and 25. And it's also 74. You'll notice if you watch the series, you'll notice how they show several times throughout the show that the hotel's on the 7400 block. They go to the road sign a million times. I should have put that in the post. But you'll see it if you watch it, and it's right at the beginning of the show, too. They show that it's on the 7400 block, and we know that's a special number because Killing 74, Occult 74, Masonic 74, Lucifer 74, even words like stabbing or 74, the Ides of March, the 74th day of the year to remember the stabbing of Caesar. But they show that 7400 block again and again throughout the show. They keep going to that road sign like it's important. But the other thing is they get to the movie Dark Water. They talk about the movie Dark Water where the little girl Cece drowns in the hotel water tank while wearing a red jacket, just like how the last time Elisa Lam was shown on the video footage in the elevator, she was wearing a red jacket. But the girl who drowns in the film Dark Water, you see Dark Water's also got the 61. It's also got the 38. And where drown isn't 38, death is 38, murder's 38, killing's 38, RIP's 38, Gematria's 38, Kabbalah's 38. But, so anyway, all in this documentary, they bring up all these things, like how the people connected the film Dark Water with the girl Cece, who drowns in the water tank, similar to Cecil Hotel, and the red jacket, and the character name. And again, through the first 3 episodes, they're entertaining all these things. But then when they get to the 4th episode, again, all this stuff's just conspiracy theory nonsense. It's all just a coincidence. It's all people looking into things too hard. So this is how they set you up throughout this. It's got you like nodding your head like, oh yeah, that is interesting. But then for people who cannot think for themselves, and who just let like an authoritative source, which could even be a Netflix for these people. Remember Netflix had the, right before the whole coronavirus pandemic, they had the Bill Gates episode called The Next Pandemic, where Bill Gates pretty much called out everything that was just about to happen a month later. And then one day after the first case of coronavirus shows up in the U.S., there's another Netflix documentary put out called Pandemic with Bill Gates. Yeah, just Netflix has been putting out all sorts of crap all year. But the last bookstore, so many interesting numbers here. The 92 is interesting because look at Cecil Hotel. Cecil Hotel's also 92, and of course it also has that 47, and this was one of the biggest news stories of the year. Just the other day in New York, you had the death of the news anchor at age 47 on her 47th day of her age. But it's just funny that supposedly one of the last places she was the last bookstore. And here's another thing I'll point out to you about this documentary. And again, I haven't watched the entire thing, but I saw about 2 hours worth of it with Sweet Lady. She watched the whole thing. I caught some of it with her. And I said, you notice what I notice while watching this? All these different guests they have on there to talk about this, none of them had any relation to Elisa Lam. There's not a single person in this documentary. And I asked Sweet Lady, I said, have they interviewed any friends or family? And she thought about it, and she goes, I don't think they have. I said, I bet you they didn't. I'll go back and watch the rest of this, and if I'm wrong, I'll correct my mistake. But they interview all sorts of different people. Not a single person who knew Elisa Lam. Doesn't Elisa Lam even really exist? Or again, is this just another made-up news story, a psychological operation, a distraction so that they can eventually put out a show like this to further attack people online who are looking into things too hard? And again, maybe people are looking into things too hard and just ignoring gematria, because when you learn gematria, you really start to see how they contrive all the bullshit around us. And that's why the channel's been deleted 19 times, and it's about to have been deleted for the 20th time, because Gematria Effect News right now has 2 strikes on it. So one more strike and the channel's gone. And realize what they always do. They put a strike on a bogus strike, just like how they put it on right as the Super Bowl ended. And why did they do that? Because, again, we helped a bunch of people win a bunch of money, because we said before the season began the rigged Super Bowl would be the Bucs over the Chiefs. And not only that, we helped people go 13-0 in the playoffs and just kill it, kill it, kill it. Kill all futures. You know, not just the NFL. We've killed every future there was this year. But, again, just everything about this last bookstore. It connects to Drown. It connects to Cecil Hotel. The 227 is a special number that's related to pi, cycles, and circles. 227 is the 49th prime. And you know what? I just thought about something. In light of her body being found on the 50th day of the year, I should mention that Satanic's got the 50, because they bring up so many times. They show you the Baphomet, this guy that supposedly murdered a bunch of people in the hotel for satanic sacrifice. And they even use the phrase blood sacrifice. You see how Satanic's 67 and 50? Again, blood sacrifice is 67. Human sacrifice is 67. But in light of Satanic being 50 and her body being found on the 50th day of the year, and it should be noted that the Satanic Church was established in San Francisco, which is 50 and 122, just like Satanic, and San Francisco's on the 122nd Meridian West. But okay, another thing that they bring up, they say the research on this was good. They find out that they don't make it clear. But somehow this bookstore's location, it has like a number related to it. That's this. This is straight from the documentary V5G4S2. And they say, isn't it interesting that this bookstore, it's part of it somehow its location in the city of Los Angeles. They say, isn't it interesting that this is the number associated with this bookstore, and where she's buried is in Burnaby, BC, and that's the postal code for Burnaby, BC, the same as this bookstore. So again, this is one of the things they're bringing up in the first 3 episodes, right? They're bringing up these things. And when I go back and take the time to watch all of this, there's probably even more there. But they're showing all these things, and they're saying, isn't that interesting? Wow, I mean, that seems beyond coincidence. But then by the time they get to the last episode, everything's just a coincidence. Again, everyone's looking into things too much. These things don't really mean anything. They're just coincidences. And people are just conspiracy theorists online, you know, spending too much time looking into things they don't understand, because the LAPD had this all under control, and all along it was just an accidental drowning from a mentally ill person. That's what happens in the 4th episode. You're like, wait a minute, they entertained all this stuff for the first 3 episodes, and now it's just all conspiracy nonsense, essentially associated with mental illness, like Elisa Lam was mentally ill. So what else is funny about Burnaby, BC is it equals 56, like Society of Jesus. And in the first episode, right in the way they said that she was staying in hotel room 506, they talk about how the homeless population could have killed her, because they're going through all these possibilities early on, and how the homeless population there is made up of a 56-block area. And then they also show the detective for LAPD saying, Elisa Lam disappeared 5 days ago. I mean 6 days ago. You know, they get that clip in there. I'm like, was that an accident to say she disappeared 5 days ago? I mean 6 days ago, after they already told you about her being in hotel room 506, the 56 block area. Again, buried in Burnaby, VC 56. Because again, this is the number of the Jesuits who are real killers. And, might be interesting to look into who used to own the Hotel Cecil. So, again, they bring up the movie Dark Water, which has these very clear parallels. A woman loses her daughter who climbs into a water tank while wearing a red jacket, just like how they said Elisa Lam had a red jacket on. But that movie came out on July 8th, 2005, 7/8. In Jesuit 78, another big number with them. Again, this is the girl who drowns in it. Her name is Cece. Cece is the girl who drowns. Cecil. Again, all these things just end up being a coincidence that people are looking into stuff too much. But see what they're doing by doing this? Because isn't this exactly how they operate? That they put into movies, what they present to us as news stories. Don't they do this again and again and again and again and again? You know, Sanjay Gupta in Contagion delivering the same lines that he's now delivering on TV about coronavirus, even using the phrase social distancing. But with regards to so much of this story being centered on Elisa Lam's bizarre behavior in the elevator, remember, elevator has that gematria of 118. Before Prince died, we predicted Prince's death. And one of the big numbers we were looking at even before he died was 118 in connection to the death of Vanity, who died the day of the 58th Grammys when Purple Rain's 58. And from her death to Prince's was a span of 67 days. Blood Sacrifice, 67. He had a June 7th birthday. He died on April 21st, 421. He had the song I Would Die For You, which he spelled with the number 4 and the letter U, and used the 21st letter. So 421, I Would Die 421, the exact date he died on, 33 years after recording that song. What's interesting is the Wikipedia is saying that she died on February 2nd. They don't say that anywhere in the film. Not that I caught. Again, I haven't watched the whole thing, but they do show like the LAPD report a bunch of times. I don't remember anywhere them mentioning February 2nd, which is the 33rd day of the year. LAPD's 33, police is 33. But again, Prince died 33 years after recording that song, and he recorded it in 83, the same year Murder by Numbers was recorded by the police. But anyway, Elevator's got that 118. This is a LA-centered story. I call LA the 118 city. It burned on November 8th and not by accident. Los Angeles was founded September 4th, which is the day leaving 118 days left in the year. It's on the 118th meridian west, and Los Angeles, California equals 118. Again, it burned on November 8th. Same with Paradise, California. That was 2018. Both cities burned on November 8th, 118. Paradise, California equals 118, just like Los Angeles, California. And then her Chinese name, Lam Ho Yi, notice the gematria, 34, 38, 83. Murder, 34, 38, 83. And again, the movie poster, Murder by Numbers, the E is changed to a 3, the B is changed to an 8. 3883. Sandra Bullock's the star of that movie. Murder's 38 and 83. Murder by Numbers came out in 83. Sandra Bullock, 83. Again, Killing, Death, R.I.P., Gematria, English, Kabbalah, they're all 38. When you flip it around, Kabbalah's 178, like Cecil Hotel. Again, all these things are related. So, and then if you do watch the show, this is the janitor, and they said that the police screwed up because they said what made it so suspicious is the police reported that she was found dead in the water tank and the lid had been put back on the water tank. But then they have the janitor say that that had to be a mistake because they got the information from him, and he told them that the water tank was wide open when he found the body there. But as he's saying that, when you watch this in the 4th episode, he's looking down and away as he's saying this. And usually when you're looking down and away, that's a sign that you're lying. And what else is interesting is they called the last episode The Hard Truth, right? The Hard Truth. And the hard truth is that conspiracy theorists online are looking into stuff too much and making something out of nothing, and they need to just sit back and trust the authorities. But notice, The Hard Truth. 61, right? Just like Drown is 61. Just like Dark Water's 61. And what is it called? The Last Bookstore? The Last Bookstore, 61. One of the last places she was supposedly seen. So, I actually do want to watch the rest of this, because I missed all of the 2nd episode and a big chunk of the 3rd. I saw all of the 1st and last episode. I missed a lot of the middle section. I asked Sweet Lady what I missed in the other one. She said, not much. And maybe that's true. Maybe it wasn't much. But I want to go back and see if there's any family members of Elisa Lam that are anywhere in it. Because there is one part where they show the LAPD detective talking, and it's where he says, she disappeared 5 days ago, 6 days ago. And he explains how the parents are behind him, but the parents don't speak a lick of English. So I'm like, how convenient. How convenient. It reminds me when the whole Ebola thing was going on, and there was the Asian nurse who tested positive. And I remember, God, who was the guy that was out front? Was it Anthony Fauci? Maybe it was Anthony Fauci. But I remember he had her in the back like a prop gun, and he's like, she's not going to say a word behind me, but believe me, she had Ebola, and now she's all better. It's like, okay, why not let her talk about it? Who are you, Mr. PR man? But it was like that. These are her parents back here. They don't speak any English, but they're just props behind me so that you can think that this is a real person and she had parents. I mean, that's the way it feels to me. And again, this story really did capture the mind's eye of the masses. Just like the Kanika Jenkins story captured the mind's eye of the masses a few years ago, the girl who supposedly walked into the freezer. I mean, that was like the Elisa Lam story that year. Everybody cared about that story so much. And again, it was another story that really didn't make much sense. So there is a business to news media. Again, if a story draws interest, that's great for news companies. You know, they got more advertising. They can charge more for their advertising. This was a story that hooked people big time in 2013. And, back then my understanding of gematria was very limited. And honestly, back in 2013, I was kind of annoyed that so many people cared so much about this story because I was putting out information about like 9/11 and more serious agendas and the taking away of rights and liberties. And like every video I'd put out, somebody'd say, can you decode Elisa Lam's death? I'd be like, okay, does that even matter compared to what I'm sharing with you? But what does matter about this is, again, just how many different angles the truth community is being attacked from. And this Netflix documentary is another attack, and of course it's done by the numbers. You know, essentially the point of this is to make you go, okay, all this stuff, it's just a coincidence, you guys. You're thinking too much. You're researching too much. Who cares if there was a tuberculosis outbreak at the same time? And Lam Elisa's the name of the test. Big deal. You know, who cares that the address code for the library is the exact same as the postal code for where she's buried? Big deal. Don't worry that nobody in our documentary had anything to do with her, knew her, or anything. Don't worry about that. We'll just give you a whole bunch of random different people who were traveling in the city at the time. You know, I'm sure I could turn over even more stones on this, but and this too right here, I think this is one of the biggest pieces, is how they're like, okay, see, people were just getting too carried away, comparing this to the movies. That was a movie. This was just a bipolar girl. I should check the gematria bipolar because they end up going big on her bipolar being the reason she climbed into the water tank. Well, that's interesting because bipolar's 37 in the most pure cipher, just like Los Angeles, when spelled correctly. And Los Angeles being 109 kind of goes with the Elisa 19, Lam 19, disappearing 19 days later. Oh, you know what? 109 is the 29th prime, and Drown's also 29. But the other thing about that bipolar is it's got the 116 and 44, like execution. And then it had the 73, like sacrifice. 73 is also the 21st prime number because she was 21 years old, and then they make this show in 2021. So, yeah, there's probably definitely something to them blaming this on the end at her bipolar disorder. And then the other thing that they establish in this is the way that, you know she's a real person is because she had such an online presence on social media. It's like, wait a minute. That doesn't prove anything. Anybody could... I could invent some guy named John Randall and just set up a Facebook account for John Randall and make a whole bunch of posts under John Randall. Does that mean John Randall ever existed? I mean, that's also why the media treats you like you're dumb. It's like, wait a minute, that's not proof of anything. And you saying everything's a coincidence in episode 4 doesn't mean anything either, you know? But so many people, they let, sources of what they deem authority, let them do their thinking for them. And I swear the way they play this guy at the clip with him talking like he's like, doesn't even want to be on camera saying this while looking down at the floor. It's like, okay, that's supposed to be the conclusion of why we can all just say, oh, see, it really was an accident because he's looking down at the floor and saying the lid was wide open. So she must have taken it off and climbed in there and drowned, as opposed to what the LAPD reported that, she was sealed in there. I mean, come on. So, the hard truth. Yeah. The hard truth is the world's controlled by liars, and most people are too stupid to see through the obvious lies that are told to us every single day, from 9/11 to the renamed cold and flu. And I think we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Appreciate everyone tuning in. And shout out to the chat. What's up? I got to give Chico over there a wrench. You guys want to know why Chico gets a wrench? because Chico flew all the way up here from Arizona last March to pound pavement with us in Seattle to get out the word on the big agendas. And what's up, Miss Mildred, Bobby, Disambiguation? What's up, Bryson? Bryson, you're putting in a lot of time, my man. Poor guy. Oh, where's Vanessa at? There's Vanessa. Vanessa gets a wrench because Vanessa came out with us last March. She also drove out to Spokane with me, brought her friends with her. And for people who don't know, Miss Mildred, or not Miss Mildred, it was Vanessa did it. Vanessa, on her Gnostic Knowledge channel, she read all of my books. So if you want audio books of my books, she read them all on her channel. And I'm sure there's some more people that need wrenches. I'll give them in due time. I might end up changing this to the new Gematria Effect news channel since it already has a little bit of a following. And then I might just create a new channel, Voices of Humanity with Zachary K. Hubbard, because obviously I do more Gematria work than anything else. But I do think they're probably going to delete Gematria Effect news. I'm just wondering when they're going to put the last dagger in it. And if Hickok's out there somewhere... Oh, he is there. There he is. Funny. Right as I say it, his name pops up. I'll show you guys later. Hickok sent me something in the mail. He thinks it's what's going to get this work to the next level. I might die on camera. Might actually be what happens. So you guys have to take care of Sweet Lady if I die on camera. But Hickok sent me the world's hottest gummy bear. It's like called the Lil Nitro or something. It's supposed to be like 900 times hotter than a jalapeno. And he thinks if I do a video, eating that on camera, it might bring new people to the channel. But I'm like, is that going to bring kind of people who care about research? I mean, people who are out there watching a hot eating contest. I don't know if Gematria is exactly going to be their thing, but since he spent the money on the thing and sent it to me, I will be a glutton for the punishment. And I can handle pretty spicy pretty well since Sweet Lady tries to kill me with the chili peppers she throws in our food. But we'll see. 900 times hotter than a jalapeno is what it says on the box, and that sounds pretty damn hot. So who knows? I might die on camera too. And then if I do, blame Hickok. So, but we'll try it out. We'll do anything at this point. So somebody says that'll be easy work. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. So we'll find out. Okay, I'll think about doing another live stream tonight. I do want to rant about censorship, but haven't I already ranted about that enough? So somebody says don't do it. Well, I'm going to do it. Hickok wants me to do it. He sent... my one complaint about the gummy bear is, it's a little gummy bear, right? And the package is like this big. It's like, God, this is the most wasteful packaging ever. One little gummy bear and like a package that can fit 1,000 gummy bears. But I suppose they do that to get people's attention, so. All right, he's calling in. I'm sure he's drunk, too. Hickok's our... Oh, shit. Whoops, I dropped the phone. Hickok's our resident Gematria alcoholic. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
I know you keep telling people you want to do the gummy bear challenge over the phone, but don't you realize no one's going to care about that? You got to upload your own video.
Well, I know that. I was going to say... I'll fuck myself up right now if you want me to.
No, I don't want you to. And no one's going to see it. Upload a video of you taking the gummy bear, and then we'll compare to see who does better.
Well, it's not the gummy bear. We're not. It's not the gummy bear right now. God damn, it's a blood packet from JohnnyScoville.com. This dude is fucked. Oh my God, I don't know how he eats what he eats. But, it is... Oh, my God. What the hell is this? I don't even know how many ounces this is. It's not that big of a packet here. But, oh, my God. It's fucking insane. I use my fingers to just wipe a little bit off there was a little bit on the cap here that I wiped off, and it's just like, oh, my God. It's like I'm being stabbed in the tongue with needles. It's no joke, but if you want me to, man, I'm ready to go right now. No joke. I mean,
I'm telling you, doing a spicy contest over the phone is not going to be anything that anybody wants to listen to. You got to show yourself on the screen. So again, you got to.
I know that's why I'm like, let's do it together, man. And
well, I was planning on doing it on the bigger channel because on the smaller channel nobody even sees anything. So. Or maybe if they delete my channel, I'll do it on the smaller channel to try to bring some new people here. But again, I mean, do you really think most of the people who are going to show up to watch the Gummy Bear Challenge are going to be hooked by gematria?
I know what you mean and all that, but yeah, and it's like, oh, when's your channel going to get deleted here? It's going to be pretty soon, and then all of a sudden, you got to build everything back up and all that. You know what I mean? So. I'm not trying to argue or anything like that. I'm just a fucking idiot, honestly, because it's like, fuck, let's have some fun here.
Well, we'll see how fun it is. I'm guessing it'll be more fun for the people watching than eating this thing if it's as hot. I have the video on. I have the video right now on of this LA Beast that you told me to watch of the guy taking it. So. While you're talking, that's going on right now.
You saw like LA Beast eating it, and he fucking puked. Like, yeah. I was just saying, okay, since the live stream's going right now and all that, okay, let's everybody in the chat right now. Okay, who wants to hear me over the phone do this? Because I'll do this teaspoon right now of this fucking Carolina Reaper pepper mash, which is it's just like puree Carolina Reaper.
Can't you record a video of yourself and upload it to YouTube, and then I'll play it when I do mine?
I was gonna say I can just do it right now if you want.
But people want to see a video.
I'm down to do it right now. I don't, man. Maybe I can do a video. We'll see about that. But yeah, I'm down to do it right now, man. So, and honestly, fuck. Oh my god. Honestly, I'm scared to death to fucking do this shit because I know how hot this shit is. Oh my fucking god!
Have you eaten one of these gummy bears already?
Yeah, I went over to my friend's house. I bought 3 of them there. I sent you one, and me and my friend we ate the other 2, and it's fucking nuts. It's like you're gonna fucking die eating it. It's so. Oh my god!
I see this guy's got sweat just pouring out of his face right away, which doesn't surprise. That's what I do when I eat stuff that's hot. I sweat. So.
No, it's no fucking joke, man. You're gonna be sweating. You're gonna be crying. It's gonna be the most painful thing you've done.
Okay.
It's almost. Oh God. Seriously, when I went over to my friend, oh holy shit. Yeah, I've been a chili head since I was about like 7 years old. There eating chili peppers. First thing I ever ate was a Thai. What was it? A Thai scorpion pepper or Thai, whatever the fuck it was. When you're a little kid and all that, you eat hot peppers. Basically, your senses as a little kid, they're much stronger because as you get older and all that, it just wears down. So 40, 50, 70, 80 years old or whatever, you don't have senses like a little kid does. It just dulls down as you get older. But
so
eating these hot peppers.
Just as you're talking, I'm watching this video. This guy looks very miserable after taking this. Is this guy a former football player?
Yeah.
Okay. It must be him on the t-shirt,
Yeah,
whoever Nelson is. Yes, he's number 56 too. He's number 56. Okay.
Number 62.
Well, on his t-shirt is 56 Nelson, whatever that is.
Well, he's wearing yeah, he is wearing the 56 number there, but he did play college football there, number 62, and this dude's a fucking idiot, plain and simple. He does all the dumbest fucking shit you could ever do and all that. And I'm not trying to talk shit about him because I'm a fucking idiot myself. I've been doing all these food challenges and spicy challenges myself since I was like 7 years old. You know, my Asian friend there, Vietnamese friend there. Oh my god, first fucking thing I ever did. It was one of these Thai dragon peppers that. I mean, I can eat these fucking peppers like popcorn nowadays, but oh my god, at like 7 years old, 8 years old, oh my god, it just, it's so hot, it's crazy. But I've always pushed myself and gone as go as far as I can go and push the limits and everything there. And everybody out there, do the same fucking thing too. See what you can do. See, if you think it's, too much for you, do more than that. Push yourself to the limits, and that's what we all got to do.
Indeed. I appreciate the pep talk there, Hickok. We'll do it. So.
You want me to do a little? You want me to do a teaspoon right now of this?
No, because nobody cares if you're doing it over the phone. So nobody cares. Like the live stream's already down 100 people since we started the phone call. So.
Oh man, yeah.
All right.
We'll get it going here.
All right, so, appreciate it, man. Don't drink too much.
All right.
Have a good night, man. All right. See you.
Peace out, bro.
All right. Hickok drinks too much, but I'm going to do a spicy gummy bear challenge. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to do it tonight, so. Yeah, I imagine I'll get the hiccups. I got the same problem as Miss Mildred. If something's too hot, it gives me the hiccups. So I imagine the gummy bear is going to give me a severe case of hiccups. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's worse, this or the bear spray. We'll see. I mean, it looked like that guy was in a lot of pain right there. He's a big guy, so. Yeah, Hickok wants to do the spicy challenge over the phone, which no one's gonna care about. So, again, he needs to upload a video. Oh, Hickok smokes too. He likes to drink and smoke. He likes the perfect combination. So. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now, you guys. I might come back on and do another live stream later. Or I might just put on my cross-country skis and skedaddle down to the weed shop, because after talking to Hickok, I feel like I need some. So, anyway, Truth Seeker, enjoy the rest of your day, and until next time.